Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where we take awesome out of the box. My name is Leia and this video is all about the Samsung Galaxy M31. I know it's been out for a while now, but hey, better late than never. So of course we'll do a quick unboxing. I want to show you what's inside the box and we'll talk about some of its best features. But before we get to that, here's a quick reminder to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos. So this is the Samsung Galaxy M31, and as you can see, it comes in the usual box that Samsung uses for its mid-range devices. Full disclosure guys, I've already unboxed it. In fact, I've been using the phone for several days now, but I'm still gonna show you what comes inside the box in case you do decide to purchase this smartphone. There's the charging brick, a USB Type-C cable, wired earphones so you know that the phone has a 3.5mm jack, a SIM ejector tool, and of course the quick start guide and the warranty card that you're gonna wanna keep. Guys, there's no jelly case, so if you want to protect the phone, you're gonna have to buy it separately. Now let's get to the phone itself. This is the Samsung Galaxy M31 in the ocean blue color variant, although I've also seen it in space black and this reddish color. For a quick tour of the device, the volume rocker and the power button are on the right. You have the SIM tray on the left, and as you can see, you can put 2 SIM cards and a micro SD card for extra storage. At the bottom are the speakers, USB Type-C port, and the 3.5mm jack. At the back, you'll see the very 2020 looking rectangular camera module and something that I haven't seen in many recent releases, a physical fingerprint scanner. Not that it's a bad thing, the placement of the physical fingerprint scanner actually works. That's where your finger will be anyway, and in my experience using the device, it's actually pretty fast and accurate, although if it's not your thing, the M31 does have Face Unlock. So what are the top features of the Samsung Galaxy M31? What is there to like? I actually pinpointed 3. So first, you get a 6.4-inch Full HD Plus Super AMOLED display. Secondly, you get a 64-megapixel camera. And last, you get a 6000 mAh battery. So let's talk about that a bit more. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I generally love Samsung's AMOLED displays and the one on the M31 is no different. The 6.5-inch Full HD Plus Super AMOLED display does not disappoint. The colors are punchy and vibrant, it's bright enough to be used even outdoors, the contrast is good, and it's just an overall amazing display. I guess the only thing that I don't like so much about it is that infinity U-notch. Actually guys, back in the day I probably wouldn't mind, but after using smartphones with nothing but a tiny punch hole, the notch on the M31 just seems unnecessarily big now. The Samsung Galaxy M1 also has a Widevine L1 certification, which allows for HD streaming on apps like Netflix and Amazon Prime, which is always a good thing. Now let's move on to the cameras. I know this is a big deal for many smartphone users, and the M31 has 4 at the back. You get a 64-megapixel main shooter with an aperture of f1.8, an 8-megapixel ultra-wide-angle camera, a 5-megapixel macro shooter, and a 5-megapixel depth sensor. The selfie shooter is at 16 megapixels. The live focus feature of the M31 is pretty good thanks to its depth sensor. The subject is often in focus and well separated from the background because of the blur. The macro camera is decent as well. You can get really close to the subject and take nice photos, especially under good lighting conditions. Honestly though, I'm not a huge fan of macro lenses. I find that except to test them out for these videos, I hardly ever use them, but maybe it's just me. There's also night mode, which I recommend if you need to take low light pictures, but you will notice a slight cropping on the sides. The photos on the main camera are pretty good with a decent amount of detail. Sometimes though, I find the colors a bit oversaturated, although I know that this is a matter of preference. The selfie camera takes good shots, although the live focus feature often doesn't work when I'm wearing a mask. It can't detect my face. I mean, I guess it's understandable a couple of months back who would have thought that wearing a mask would be the new norm. But otherwise, it's a really good selfie camera. So now let's move on to another highlight of this device, the battery. It's massive at 6,000 mAh. I'm a moderate user and it takes me about 2 days to drain it, but if you're a heavy user, it can last you a full day without any problems with a bit more left for the next day. It has a 15-watt fast charging feature which translates to over 2 hours of juicing up your phone. But take note guys that because of the big battery, the smartphone is quite heavy at 191 grams. So let's quickly talk about the build quality and design of the Samsung Galaxy M31. So guys, as you can see, the body and the frames are made out of plastic. And while the phone looks okay, it seems a bit basic for me. What I do like about it is it has nice rounded corners, so it's easy to hold even if you have small hands like I do. I can't help but notice it though. When I look at the smartphone, it looks like a fusion of 2020 smartphones and older ones design-wise. At the back, you see this rectangular camera module which is very 2020, but at the same time you get a physical fingerprint scanner when newer phones have an in-display one or side-mounted one. In front, you get an awesome display, but it has that U-notch instead of a punch hole. Now, having these elements of older designs is not always a bad thing. I'm just sharing my observations. It has 2020 elements with influences of previous generation smartphones. Speaking of previous generation, the Samsung Galaxy M31 runs on an Exynos 9611 and our unit has 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. The processor can handle day-to-day tasks, some multitasking, but Samsung has been using the same chipset for a while now and I would have loved to see them use a newer one on this device. Still, it gets the job done. As I mentioned earlier, the Samsung Galaxy M31 has 3 main things going for it. First is the 64-megapixel camera, the 6.4 Super AMOLED display, and the 6,000 mAh battery. But does it justify the cost of 13,990 pesos considering that there are a lot of options in this price point? Still guys, if you're considering this to be your next smartphone, it's available online via Lazada, Shopee, Memo Express, and Abenson, and I will just leave the link down below so you can check it out. That's it for this video guys. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. My name is Leia. Stay safe, happy, and healthy everyone. Bye!